You enjoying it?
Strolling calmly into a conference that was on the brink of chaos before it had even begun. Jeremy Corbyn's team claim he was unaware of last night's attempts to topple his deputy, but he wouldn't confirm that as he arrived in Brighton.
When did you first know about the plot to oust Tom Watson?
The NEC agreed this morning that we're going to consult on the future of diversifying the deputy leadership positions to reflect the diversity of our society, and our conference will move on.
That intervention meant Tom Watson arrived in Brighton still in place as deputy, but he too had questions about how much the leader knew of the aborted plot against him.
I don't know what Jeremy knew and didn't know, but I'd like to.
Do you think this is the end of it?
Well, I hope it is, because, you know, the party conference is voting on rule changes now, and I want this week to be the most positive week we can have. I want us to unify, I want us to talk about what our vision for the country during and after a general election is.
But that's gone, hasn't it? That opportunity is gone.
Well, we've had a bad start to our conference. I can't do anything about that.
The move against Mr Watson was launched by John Landsman, the founder of the grassroots campaign group Momentum. With the backing of some trade union figures and other Corbyn loyalists, he wanted the deputy leader role to be abolished, removing from post a man they claim is intent on destabilising the leadership. Mr Corbyn, was John Landsman acting on your blessing? Were you aware of that?
We've agreed a position this morning which the party is consulting on a future and more diverse establishment of deputy leadership positions in the party. The NEC is united on that, and I'm very happy we're now moving forward.
Are you concerned it's distracted attention from policies that you wanted to announce?
Well, the questions that you ask are good ones, because the issues are austerity, poverty, a no-deal Brexit, and a Prime Minister who shuts down Parliament to avoid discussion and debate.
So that's a misjudgment by John Landsman. Would you concede that? Following the decision, John Landsman posted on social media saying he fully supported the review. But there was no acknowledgement of the anger his bid had caused, drawing criticism as it did from former leaders Blair, Brown and Miliband, current backbenchers and even some in the shadow cabinet.
I would have thought a move to abolish a constitutional position in the Labour Party, without any discussion with my constituency Labour Party, without any discussion with the wider Labour movement across the country, it's not what we want to be doing when we should be fighting the Tories at this conference.
Little surprise then that the decision to withdraw the motion and replace it with a longer-term review left other senior figures seemingly relieved. Diane, are you pleased with the resolution that Jeremy came to in the end?
I spoke in support of the resolution. I think it provides a way forward.
And do you want to see Tom Watson carry on? Do you want the review to... What do you want from the review?
I want to hear the voice of the party on these issues.
On the face of it, Momentum sources say they were concerned that the deputy leader might be planning to wreck the party's chances in any upcoming general election. But there are people here wondering whether there is a different underlying motive to prevent Tom Watson being in the position where he would become acting leader if Jeremy Corbyn was to step down. The very fact that scenario might be being considered jars with what this conference was supposed to be about. A Labour leader setting out his vision for a country he hopes to be leading within a matter of months. Tom Rayner, Sky News, Brighton.